the creed kind of comes to an end with that we profess a belief in the resurrection of the body and the life of the world to come, or the life everlasting.
Right.
The resurrection of the body. Obviously, Jesus evidences this when he rises from the dead, and
Right.
there's a few other people in Scripture throughout the Old and the New that are raised from the dead. But what is that going to look like that we're professing at the end of time, that our bodies will be raised from the dead? What is that going to look like?
I have no idea.
That's not what you're supposed to say.
No, it is what I'm supposed to say, because we don't know, right? So what we know, what we have evidence of, right, is that Jesus, on his resurrection, had a body that people were able to identify it as Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he was able to do things that were different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walking
Walk
through
through
walls,
walls.
for instance. Paul says, we'll have a spiritual body. He talks about this in 1 Corinthians 15, where
Mm-hmm.
he talks about us having a spiritual body. But what that looks like, we're not entirely sure. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
nobody's ever seen one, at least in the world that we live in now, right? So we know that it'll be in continuity with the body that we have, but it'll be also somehow different. It'll be spiritual. I mean, that's the only word we have to describe that. So what that means is hard. I mean, the thing about the future is we can only really talk about the future with reference to the world as we've experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
And these kind of things are hard to talk about, right? We can only kind of get work of what Scripture gives us. And it doesn't give us a lot on this. It says we'll have a spiritual body. We look at Jesus' body. We know we'll be resurrected. We know we will have a body.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is actually really important. When we die, we don't become angels, because angels don't have bodies.
Right.
To be a human being is to have a body. And this is what it meant for Jesus to take one, for the Word to become flesh. So bodies are good things, and we won't lose a body. It'll just be transformed in some way that is hard for us to understand or explain. This is part of the mystery of the resurrection.